Hey, what is up, mortals? It is Trini here with a new video for you. Welcome to the Season 3 premiere of What If Deku Was Given the Six Paths Power. I just wanted to greet you guys by just saying, sit back and relax, you're in for a treat. So we begin. On this very dark night, Izuku Midoriya got a call from Uraraka, one that he picked up without hesitation. But before he could even say a word, he heard those words that he never expected to hear from her.
Deku, I'm leaving UA.
He was left speechless. He knew that what had happened to her earlier must have been traumatizing. But even then, she couldn't be serious. She had made it all the way to being in UA High, and now she was planning to leave it as if it were nothing. What are you saying, Uraraka? Izuku stuttered. The poor boy was still trying to understand if all this was truly happening.
I can't be here on the state I'm in, so I'm leaving with my parents. I'm sorry for making you worried, Deku, but this is goodbye. I wish that it could have ended differently and then I could have spoken out about what I felt. But now it's too late. Take care and never waver in the path of yours.
Uraraka said. Towards the end, she had begun to cry. No, Uraraka! Midoriya screamed, but she hung up, and the boy was left there holding the phone to the side of his head. Izuku walked over to his bed and collapsed. He was about to lose Uraraka as well, and just like before, this was his fault. If he hadn't been caught by Shigaraki, then none of this would have happened. If he had reacted quicker, then she wouldn't have been involved and, consequently, gotten shot with that peculiar bullet. Wait, her voice was still higher in pitch, so she's still stuck in that way? She hasn't returned to normal? So could that mean that… No! The green-haired boy finally realized the implication floating in front of him. Indeed, Uraraka was perhaps stuck that way. In an instant, he had transformed and jumped out of his window. Perhaps there was still a chance to prevent her from being taken away by her parents. He just had to fly to her apartment in the hopes of intercepting them. Yeah, there was some hope left. Giving up was not an option, and even less so if it was for Uraraka. As the boy flew, he got in contact with All Might, and he pleaded for help as he knew that he needed some help from the school if he was to keep Uraraka from leaving forever. The symbol of peace told Midoriya that he would help in whatever way he could. He had been briefed on the whole situation thanks to a friend of his in the police force. As the call ended, the Six Paths cloaked boy sped up, and soon he landed near Uraraka's apartment door. He detransformed as he touched the floor and ran afterward. But as he reached to turn it, it opened up, and he saw both of her parents there. They were carrying some bags as well as some baggage. Most, if not all of those, were filled with Uraraka's belongings. The boy quickly deduced. And that's when behind them, he saw her. She was still small and now clothed in a manner so cute that it made her seem even younger than she had at the mall hours prior. You must be the boy Ochako spoke non-stop about since the entrance exam. If I'm not wrong, you're also the winner of the Culture Festival, am I correct? I'm guessing that you want to say your goodbyes. Go ahead, we'll wait downstairs, the father told Izuku, as he then moved out of the way and began to go down the stairs. Don't take too long, sweetie. The train will be leaving soon, the mother then added as she patted her daughter's head.
I won't.
Uraraka let out quietly as her mother soon disappeared from view. I'm sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to see you before you left, Izuku admitted. He didn't want to have the last memory of her being the one where she was crying on the floor, and by now, he had begun to accept that she was leaving no matter what. Uraraka then hugged him tightly. It was true that she was a bit mad at him for coming over after her call. But it should have been expected. It was Deku, after all. He felt huge now, and it was kinda hard to replicate the hugs they had many times before as her arms could barely go around. But she still tried hard to do so. She wanted things to return to normal, for all of today to be a nightmare, one that she could wake up from and forget not long after. Regrettably, this was all real, and she was not only stuck this way, but she had to leave in a minute or two.
I'm glad,
she said as she looked up at him.
I wanted to tell you everything face to face before going back home, so please don't try to stop me, okay? I already made my decision with everything accounted for, so you won't be able to change that.
Okay, I'll hear you out. Tell me everything, Izuku told her as he let her go, and she took a few steps and began to see the distant buildings by the apartment's balcony.
The doctors checked me, and I'm perfectly healthy. Besides the age regression, there's nothing wrong with me. There's also no outside quirk factor on my body. So the effects of the bullet have thankfully disappeared, so I won't get any younger. Unfortunately, it also means that whatever did this to me has also disappeared, and And that means that I can't go back to the body I had. Deku, I'm stuck looking like a 12-year-old girl. And I'll just have to grow the normal way again, so I'll never look the age I'm supposed to. I'll always be 3 years behind physically, but mentally, I'll remain the correct age. My mind wasn't affected, so I should be grateful. I still have all my memories, feelings, and emotions intact, so I should still be me. I'm sure that I am, as I still have feelings for you. Feelings that have not dwindled even a bit. I slowly began to like you. But all these months of us having so many memories greatly made my feelings clear. I'm not sure if you feel the same way, but I need to let you know now that it is hopeless. I love you, Deku. I truly do.
The young girl said as she turned to see Izuku again, a fake smile adorning her face. Uraraka, I do so too, but that can wait. I'm more worried if you'll be alright. If there's no going back, then that really means that you can't go back to being the happy you. The one that was so confident in every choice she made. The one with the clear future ahead of her. Forgive me for causing this. If only I had approached the situation differently, then you wouldn't have been left like this. Izuku felt like crying as he now believed that he had ruined her life by not dealing with the problem himself.
Tommy!
Uraraka then said as she had used her quirk to float up and caress the boy's hair, which was then followed by her putting her forehead against his.
It's not your fault. I'm just glad that you weren't hurt.
This video is sponsored by Grubhub. With more than 3,000 store locations, Grubhub offers on-demand convenience delivery across the country. You can search for restaurants by cuisine or location, quickly order food from the menu, and track your order from the app, all hassle-free and without any extra charges. Grubhub charges less than other food delivery services, allowing you to get the best value for your money. With Grubhub Plus, you can get free delivery prices for 10 meals every month on orders of $12 or more for only $9.99 a month. That's not all. You can use the code AFF25 to save 25% off your first mobile order of $15 or more. This code is for a limited time. So again, get 25% off your first mobile order of $15 or more now if you use code AFF25. Check the link in the description. Thank you again to Grubhub for sponsoring this video. Their intimate moment continued for just a bit until she deactivated her quirk and, seconds later, puked off the balcony and into the streets below. You okay? Izuku asked. He was concerned for her.
Yeah.
She answered.
It's just another thing to do with my regression. My limits were also affected. Now I'm stuck with the ones I had back when I was younger. Even if I remember all the training I did and the ways I improved my quirk, my body doesn't anymore. I have tried to replicate some of my moves, and I've been unable to handle them. I'm too weak to be a hero now, Deku. I need to grow up again to be able to do the things I could do. They were so easy, but now they are too hard for me to handle. That's a part of why I'm leaving the school. I feel underqualified to be there, but there's also the fear within me. Everyone will be able to see the new me and how much weaker I became. I could be anyone's little sister now. Even Suyu will be way bigger than me. I don't want to be that small compared to everyone. I don't want them to pity me either. My hero suit will be useless too. It would just eat me alive as I wouldn't fit it at all. Another one would have to be made, which would mean that even more people would learn of what happened to me. I need to face reality, Deku. I'm no longer the same person I was. I might as well be Ochaku, the younger sister of Ochako now. That would make more sense than trying to pretend that I'm still Ochaku or Uraraka.
The girl cried as her own spoken words were hurting her more than she could have imagined. Midoriya clenched his fist as he heard those words. Her feelings were more than justified, and it was tragic. She was never going to recover from this event. Similar to a scar, Uraraka would bear this throughout the rest of her life. The boy who overanalyzed everything now stood still. He couldn't make up a plan and even less a decision on what to do next. He was guilty even if she refused to acknowledge it. But even if that was pushed aside, he still didn't know how to comfort her. So he quickly improvised something. Then why not a sledgehammer?
A sledgehammer?
Uraraka curiously asked as she was as confused as the boy in front of her. You know, since you lack the capacity to keep your quirk up for an extended time on many objects, then you could use a sledgehammer. Just make it weightless and swing it around. That could work, Izuku explained. Uraraka was left speechless. Was he joking? Did he think that she could now be some sort of spinning top? Or perhaps he wanted her to become the Urravity Smasher? Yeah, sledgehammer smashing everything in the way. Little broken chunks everywhere.
Oh? So you want me to pick one up and spin it like a hurricane? Is that it? Spinning Uraraka to the rescue? Hero that spins with a sledgehammer like a maniac with any concern. Very funny, Deku. Very funny.
She smiled at him with a smug expression. Perhaps she appreciated the attempt to make her feel better. I wasn't joking. You could be a force of nature if you tried it out. Plus, you also have Gunhead's martial arts to aid you in case of any other type of situation.
Oh, yeah. Because little old me will be able to counter people that are twice my size, if not more. Seriously, Deku, think of what you're saying. I can't do much with those moves anymore. My arms and legs are literally like noodles now. No muscle or definition to speak of.
Uraraka angrily shot out as she was getting a bit mad at being reminded that all she had learned during her internship week had been for nothing. Our summer break will start soon, so we'll have time to train. I'll help you get better, okay? You'll become stronger, Midori exclaimed at the angry little girl in front of him.
No thanks. Young teens and preteens shouldn't over-exercise as it could affect their growth. And I want to grow up to be my old self and not a new one. What if I end up shorter than I was meant to be? What if my proportions change drastically? So I'm grateful for your offer, but I can't accept it.
I understand, but you could end up taller than you were too. Maybe you could end up taller than even Yaoyorozu, Izuku added, now awaiting Uraraka's response.
Ha ha ha.
The girl sarcastically laughed.
Yeah, no. Let's not get too far out there. Either way, I have to get going. My parents will start to shout if I don't go soon.
Can I see you off? Izuku asked as he extended his hand to her.
I don't see why not,
she replied as she ignored his hand and began walking towards the stairs. Both walked slowly to the first floor, but on the way, Uraraka decided to tell him something that he needed to know.
Deku, you should find someone else. Someone closer to your age.
But I want to be alongside you, Uraraka. We both like each other, so why can't we start something? The boy questioned as he somehow had ignored the implications of what his words could entail.
If you haven't noticed, I'm not exactly someone you should be dating. I don't want an FBI open up to happen. Become friends with the other girls in class, and maybe I'll begin to like one of them as well.
Uraraka responded as she gave the tall boy a stern look, hoping he would get the message. So, someone like Yaoyorozu? Uraraka formed the letter X with her arms, and she made a sound similar to getting a wrong answer.
Already taken.
What? How? Izuku asked as he couldn't remember even seeing Yaoyorozu with someone.
She started something with someone during the night she invited some of her classmates to her mansion. That's all I'll say, so pick someone else.
Then how about Asui? Midoriya proposed. At that instant, Uraraka turned around, got on her tiptoes, and grabbed the boy with both hands by the collar.
Don't you dare! She's my friend! If you even try, I'll come over to punch your teeth in!
She aggressively shouted, but in reality, she was being playful, knowing that their conversation was about to end. Got it. I'll just have to find someone else. Or maybe I'll wait for you to become an adult and we can give it a try. How about that? Izuku said as he gave her one last smile. A cute tomato mode activated within the girl as she became pure red once more. These words just spoken had been what broke the fancy glass in which her fruit punch resided.
Whatever! Just do whatever you think is best!
She exclaimed immediately, avoiding eye contact with Deku at all costs. Then I'll wait. As they arrived at their destination, they saw that Uraraka's parents were talking to someone, and as they got closer, they could recognize the voice of their homeroom teacher.
Aizawa-sensei?
The young girl exclaimed with full force. Hey, kid. Aizawa waved at her. Believe it or not, you're not going anywhere. You get to stay under my supervision.
I get to stay?
Uraraka thought as a tear started to flow down her cheeks. The girl cleaned up her tears, and even though they kept coming out, she wasn't going to give up. If what her teacher had said was true, then that would mean that she wouldn't become a burden upon her parents once more. She would be able to let them live in peace without causing their income to decrease drastically. Uraraka was truly happy, so much so that she hadn't even considered that she would continue to be a student at UA High. But just like that, the girl who had lost everything a few hours prior was now given a second chance to recover some of what was forcefully taken away. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in all this information thus far. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, there are a few more things that I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, I'd like to thank our patrons, BD Flames, Ethan Davis, Terry Chills, Shifter Melees, Adam Zadgel, XAV Beto3, Zill, and Joshua Phelps. Secondly, I also like to thank all of our YouTube members, Toya Costa, Rob the King, Sith Lord 906, CF2364, and Knuckles, Remiu Tempest, Angel Juarez, Donald C. Stewart, Brian Greer, and Refik 135. Thirdly, if you're in the mood for some great storytelling, We the Celestials has you covered. Our We the Celestials, My Hero Academia, and Naruto What If channels retell the story of their namesake anime with a twist. Check it out if you're interested. Fourthly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in today's excellent content production. Their details can be found in the description below. Lastly, if you're interested in what we do here at We the Celestials, I'd like to extend an invitation to join the team. The only caveat is that we only accept members from 16 years old to join our crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interest by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. We're always looking for members to join us. And if you want more content from me, check out my social media at Trina Duhart on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and more. Well, that's it from us for today's video, so thank you all for watching and have a great day.